time. Let's call the meeting to order. Jake, let's have a roll call.
Scott McCormick.
Here.
Jeremy Hansen.
There.
Paul Kraus.
Here.
Jason Weesey. Travis Kramer.
Here. Notice that the Open Meetings Act is posted on the back wall. Item 4, public comment. I don't think we have anybody online or here for public comment tonight. We'll go ahead and move past that. Item 5, consent agenda. We're going to go ahead. Let's see. Jason's yeah. Just item 5. Let's do 5A. So consent agenda, the payables.
I'll make a motion to approve the payables as presented.
Second that.
Jake, we have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda payables. Let's have a vote.
Scott McCormick.
Aye.
Jeremy Hansen.
Aye.
Paul Kraus.
Aye.
Travis Kramer.
Aye. 6 minutes, approval of the minutes from September 15th, 2025. Which is item A, the budget hearing, B, the tax levy hearing, C, the 1 and 6 plan hearing, and then D, the regular meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Second that motion.
Jake, we have a motion and a second to approve the September 15 minutes. Let's have a vote.
Jeremy Hansen.
Aye.
Jason Weesey. Paul Kraus.
Aye.
Scott McCormick. Travis Kramer.
Aye. 6B, approval of minutes from the September 23rd hearing and meeting for the tax levy and the special meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the September 23rd, 25 hearing meeting for the tax levy hearing and the special meeting. I'll second that motion.
Jake, we have a motion and a second to approve the minutes from September 23rd, 2025. Let's have a vote.
Paul Kraus.
Aye.
Scott McCormick.
Aye.
Jason Weesey. Jeremy Hansen.
Aye.
Travis Kramer.
Aye. 7, unfinished business. Item A still on the agenda is discussion with Griffin Japp regarding 7th Street drainage.
I spoke with Griffin via text and he indicated that he had been in contact with another contractor. And I did contact that contractor today and we're supposed to meet this week about it and pricing on it. So there was kind of some discrepancy on what was going on with what. So we're going to try and hash it out this week sometime.
Got it. And is it you and Griffin or is it the or who?
It's Griffey Excavating's the other contractor who's kind of, Griffin had contacted him to do the work because originally his uncle was gonna do some of it.
Okay.
But he kind of didn't want to do it.
Okay.
For various reasons. So, yep, I called Mike with Griffey Excavating today and we're gonna meet this week sometime and try and figure something out.
Okay. Sounds good. Anything else regarding the Griffin Japp drainage, 7th Street drainage? If not, Jake, just want to note that Jason Weesey has joined the meeting. Welcome, Jason.
Sorry about that.
Okay. Happens. 7B, discussion with Stephen Miner about Ellsworth Street project and driveway repairs. Hi, Stephen.
Yes.
Welcome. Good. Do we have any updates or anything to discuss?
I think that Kate left a couple of estimates. Mr. Miner had got an estimate from the original contractor that did his concrete work to replace. And I got an estimate from Groundworks to foam jack the end of the driveway. I think they're in front of you now.
So the $2,600 is the estimate from Pave the Way to replace that whole panel.
Cutting it back and replacing it and backing it in correctly and all that.
And the Groundworks is I talked to him today and he said that he would honor the discount price of $2,200. So that's where, I think with the groundworks, there's a 5-year warranty on that, but with anything, I do believe that we should have Mr. Minor just sign off on it, no matter what.
Sure.
Which route we go, that way. If we decide to go with it, our hands are washed of it, and then if anything would go wrong, Mr. Minor would have to.
He's gonna drill 16 holes in my driveway.
That's groundworks with this phone, yeah.
Correct.
Sixteen holes in the approach or the whole driveway?
3/8 holes in the approach.
Yeah, in the approach.
Yeah.
On each
To
side.
fill underneath.
To fill, to put the foam
Under.
under, yeah, correct.
Yep.
Well, that was, he wasn't the guy that was gonna perform the work, he was just, estimate, so he said that's what he would estimate. Up to that many.
Would you be willing to pay the difference between the groundworks and
400, I pay 200, yes.
the,
Well, he said he'd honor the 2,200. Is when I spoke with him today, so.
it looks to me like there's a $400 difference between the jacking, the foam poly renewal and the estimate to replace it all. Would you be willing to pay the $400 difference?
Yeah, I would be willing to do that.
And then we don't have to worry about the holes in your driveway and,
And I'll have a good driveway, good approach, but I'll have a rough thing, fits in it.
would you be willing to recommend that $2,200? And then,
Would we be reimbursing Mr. Minor or would we be handling it and getting the payment? Which way would you handle that?
I'd say you just send your check to him and I'll pay him the difference.
But John, the issue is that it's cracking and settling.
There's no crackage, there's a slight amount of settling. I would caution, the only thing I would caution is that. And I understand his argument, but I would caution. Other things down the road. Concrete settles, it does, we all know that.
Yeah, it's expensive and it cracks.
And it settles. I would caution, opening a door. To everyone saying, oh, now my driveway's settled. How long are we gonna do this? I mean, it's been 5 years since the project was done. That would be my only caution.
Did you go and try to fill that hole, John, or not?
I did not because I wanted the groundworks to see it. So they knew what we were working with, so, I mean. I understand your frustration, I get it.
Sure, but on the chip that they did in it when they got it too, it's kind of an eyesore.
But when we start doing, you open a door up for everyone else to say, find little things here and there. That's entirely up to the board.
I guess that would be my biggest concern too, is that if it's been 5 years, right, like.
Yeah, but I've been complaining about that and the chip in it, the rust in it, the way they
You said the color doesn't match.
right, I mean, because they didn't cure it correctly. I sent emails to Nikki when she was here.
That's sure you think 5 years is a long time since we did it, but if it's, I don't know, I personally didn't see the emails, I guess, but there's kind of a lapse in between. This back then too, might have been missed, but.
well, I remember complaints. I would be willing to make a motion to approve the payment of $2,200 for the replacement of your concrete, and you can cover the rest. I would make that motion based on the fact that he's had complaints since this started, and
Paul, with that, would you put an icon in there that Mr. Minor would sign off on it?
Yeah,
Saying
they have to sign off that this is it. This is, yeah, this is it.
If it doesn't, the color doesn't match, or if there's a rust stain, that the city's not responsible anymore. That it's.
Well, it's not gonna have my guy do it, so I mean, it's between me and you.
Understood, but
Like you said.
but you know, we didn't think we would be in this situation either, so we have to cover our bases as well.
So I'll make that motion officially to cover the amount of $2,200 towards the repair of Mr. Minor's driveway. He's responsible for the rest of it and signing off that this will be the end of it for us on his driveway.
I will second that.
Jake, we have a motion and a second to approve a $2,200 reimbursement to Mr. Minor for the repair of his driveway. Let's have a vote.
Jeremy Hansen,
Nay.
Jason Weasey,
Nay.
Paul Kraus,
Aye.
Scott McCorney,
Aye.
Travis Kramer.
Aye. We will proceed then with,
Do you want me to contact Pave the Way on this issue, since we will be paying some of it, or we can work in coordination?
yeah, either way, I
Mr. Minor.
would prefer for you to handle all of it.
Sure,
I'll just give you a reimbursement when you complete the work.
Happen. You guys just wanna mail him the check, that's fine, I trust the guy, I know him.
Bring the bill to us.
Yeah, bring the bill. We'd have to do it this time next month.
Yeah.
So
You'll have to approve
at the earliest.
completion of work and then invoice for it.
Sure.
All right, we reimburse him.
I think so. We'll be writing you a check, which you can pay them. So,
Once the work's complete.
Yeah.
I can go look at it and make sure it's complete before that. Yep.
thanks, John. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, gentlemen, I appreciate it.
New business, item A, 8A, nuisance letter discussion. Thank you for coming, gentlemen. I believe we're here to discuss our newest ordinance revision regarding hard surfaces. And a nuisance letter you received regarding that ordinance and the violation with the camper parked in the yard, I believe is what we're here to discuss. You received a letter. I'm assuming you just want to talk about it. Would you like to discuss it?
Yeah, I mean. Obviously, the once kids find. A home if they wish to live in it. Yeah, I don't know. And then we'll live here in Harlem. So. You have, I mean, before when we did this, we went to, the city and kind of out what they had for an ordinance at the time, and it just said hard surface paving stones, and which we did with the trailer on paving stones. And for what we were asked, yeah, we thought that was
sufficed for the time, but now it's the paving stones or gravel or whatever has to be attached to the driveway.
So
So if I were to take the paving stones from where the camper is to the existing driveway now, would that suffice?
oh, let's see. Okay, we didn't have a definition of hard surface, and was one of the challenges.
Yep.
The zoning committee met and discussed what hard surface should be. And so from there, we approved over the course of 3 months, 3 readings of what hard surfaces now means. And we now have it as a hard surface shall mean a surface constructed and maintained for vehicular parking composed of materials such as asphalt, concrete, paving stones, or compacted gravel. Such surfaces must be continuous from the already established driveway and be made in the same material, if in the front or side yard. And I think the front or side covers at corner lots are kind of weird. So
Yeah.
I think either way, it doesn't matter in this
Right.
case, it's front or side.
So what's, if I take the paving stones from the driveway to where the camper sits, is that considered hard surface still? Is there still concrete pavers and the concrete is, the driveway is concrete, so.
I think the such surfaces must be continuous from the already established driveway and be made of the same material. Would be concrete. Pavers are not the same. I think you're,
The ones that
everything's
are
made out of-
under concrete.
and you can say everything's made out of carbon too, but I mean, we're saying the same
No,
material.
I'm not going to the atomic level. I'm going to the paper stones are made out of concrete.
Oh, I guess that would be for the board to rule if that meets the requirement of hard surface.
I mean, what are we really talking about here? Are we talking about the fact that you're living in a camper on the side of the yard? Or,
It's just sitting there until we can get approved on a house
okay,
this year or early next year. I don't have anywhere else to put it.
So the other
you
thing,
gotta find, place to store campers down here. It could be stored down at the fairgrounds.
They cost money. This is free.
You know what?
No,
I have to store my stuff. I have to pay storage to store all the things that I can't keep legally on my lot or in front of my house. I don't know why. I don't know why we have to constantly argue with people about storing their stuff somewhere other than our streets or in an improper place.
there's
You're
like
skirting the rule.
40 more campers in
You're skirting the rules.
that have been sitting there for 25 years and still are in their backyards and not on hard surface. That's why I'm asking. Not trying to cause a problem, just want to know what we can do. The neighbor next to us had their camper in the backyard in the grass buried in mud. I had to drag it out of the mud for them. And it'd been sitting there for 5 or 6 years, no complaints. But
Oh, none.
none that we know of. Cause they never, well, none that they know of, because they never received a complaint about it. Guy a couple houses down has a boat in his yard all the time, big pontoon boat that sits in the yard all the time. He complied with it 10 years ago when they asked to do compacted gravel. To put his boat on, he complied with it, nobody else did, so he said, screw it, 10 years ago. And I know behind the RVR bank, that guy's got like 8 or 9 trailers over there, campers, trucks and everything that is sitting there and. So he has no right to move any of his. So just trying to understand why mine all of a sudden has to. Because it's bigger than everybody else's, because we're on a corner lot. We don't technically have a backyard. It's never had a backyard. It's had a garage where it's sat before. You had a smaller garage. There was no backyard though. So
That's why the ordinance says front or side yard. We're just asking pave your
well,
Side
we're
yard.
asking what the pavers, if we could use the pavers.
No, it says continuing of the same, I understand, concrete pavers are the same thing. It needs to cover the entire yard.
If you're gonna make it a parking area, make it a parking area. Not just skirt the rules by putting pavers under the tires.
Well,
We both know you're just skirting the rules.
I would drag it all the way from the driveway over. Where the tires and all the way underneath it.
Yeah, the concrete has to be poured from that spot to cover the area that the trailer's
There's
in.
papers in the book. It says concrete paving, it says paving stones.
Paving stones.
It does say paving stones is hard surface.
Composed of materials such as blah, 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 blah. And that's the continuous from already established driveway. So your already established driveway, I
So
believe is.
people that have gravel next to their driveway where their
We're
camp.
not talking about other people. We're talking about you. Focus on you because that's what we're talking about. If you would like to file a complaint on someone else, we're more than happy to listen to that complaint also.
I'm not,
We've had multiple complaints about yours. That's why we're dealing with yours right now. Well, that's what we're talking about. We had 3 months of a reading for you to have the opportunity to come in and discuss it.
We never got.
I never got anything.
You're not going to get a letter. It's a public notice.
I never got,
How do you know when this meeting is? How did you know when the meeting was today? You got an invitation today?
got that.
Did it say that our meeting was today?
No, I came in.
So how did you know when the meeting was today?
The agenda is posted at the post office. It's in the paper. Those are what we legally have to do to publish notice for the meetings and the agendas. If you,
I don't have a vote.
that's not our fault. If you want to know what's going on, you are required to follow along and get notice at the places we post, either the post office, here, or in the newspaper. I've been told many times by police officers that ignorance is no reason. Ignorance is no excuse for not following the law. Sorry.
Two officers show up to the house and tell us, I don't even know why I'm dropping these off, here's on hard surface.
Can I get the name of the officer that dropped it off? Because I'll talk to him.
I don't know the officer would drop.
I'll talk. Is Sheriff Robinson going to be on tonight? Do we know?
We do have a letter here that says who the sheriff was that was.
We'll follow up with them. Thank you for your complaint.
Here we go. I guess here's the email saying
Yep.
that.
Perfect. I will talk to Mike. Not a problem.
I would just like to address the second thing. So Kate did pull the ordinances that are in question here. And the other one, I think it's 18.12.110, item D, no motor vehicle as defined by Nebraska statute 6301, boat, camper, or trailer in excess of 15 feet in length or 10 foot in height shall be parked in the front, side, or rear yard of any zoned residential except on paved driveways or other hard surfaced area as designed and provided for in AMC 1804. Should add that because I think the question is if hard surface. Yeah, you're welcome. This is just copies of our code. Yeah.
I guess for me, if we got to vote on it, either you pave the entire thing underneath the camper
Wait a minute,
with the stones, with the paving stones. I'm not gonna make you pour concrete, but if, if that's what you're gonna do, paving stones, rock, whatever. If you're gonna do that whole thing and make that parking, then to me, that satisfies the rules.
5% then, because there's another clause in there. I want to make sure that we're not overstepping that one.
The percent of what?
35% of the side yard or something, it says. So it has to be-
Has to be
Yeah.
green space.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, unfortunately, that garage takes up a lot of space and
Is it?
it's not,
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just saying, if you run out of numbers because that garage is so big, that's not my fault. I thought that garage had a big door big enough to put that camper in.
Well, but campers 13.7.
Does the code say 35% green space?
This is 35%.
We have a copy of the letter in the back of
The what?
the letter that he has.
No, I did not see them.
Is that
Said boats, campers, and trailers together with accessory structure shall not occupy more than 35% of required rear yard.
rear yard?
Rear yard, so not side yard.
No.
So does it qualify for that then? Correct? Or like? I know.
We do have one more code, 1812.110, permitted obstructions and required yards. The following shall be considered not to be considered obstructions when located in the required yards. I can jump down to it that Kate found the code where rear and side yards both that campers are not listed as a permittable obstruction inside or rear yards. So I think it'd be another one we'd have to get an exception to. We'd have at least 3 codes here. We'd have to make exception to, if not take back to planning and zoning to decide we want to change all these. Ultimately, that's the right thing to do, is not make a bunch of handshake exceptions. It's to do the code change, and that would require Um,
And it was meant to only be temporary, it was never meant to be permanent. I understand.
How long has it
As soon
been
as
there?
we-
It's been there for over a
I've
year.
Been there like a month ago.
so do you think that's temporary? Do you think that's fair to
I
be
know, I
temporary?
understand, but we've been trying to get a house. We haven't been able to purchase a house. That's, as soon as we buy a house, I plan on pouring a concrete platform for it. That's what I want. This is not my house, this is his house. We weren't allowed to live in it next to the house. For the code and the town, so we never lived in it, never used it to live in, it was only ever used to store stuff.
Never had the utilities hooked up to the house?
It's only been plugged in to keep battery charged, it's only on 12 volt. Or 110, never been 3-phase, 2-phase, anything like that. Just keep batteries charged. Like everybody else does.
So I believe the current agenda item is nuisance letter discussion, which I believe is the continued process of the nuisance letters, because it's more than, excuse me, it's a singular right now. The one that we sent out. I think the question becomes, are we looking to move forward with our nuisance requirements, which are typically 30 days, saying you must correct it in 30 days? Or I guess we're looking to suspend that for other action is ultimately what we're looking for here.
Well, I just spent the last 3 months reviewing this ordinance. This is what we're after. We don't, we don't want our village, we don't want to be the board that, like a homeowners association, nitpick and everything. But on the other hand, we want to do what's right for the citizens. That's why we made this ordinance. So that's why we took the zoning board's recommendations. There's others that did it. Continued with their pavement if they're going that option. Are there others in this town we need to deal with? Probably. They'll be next on the list. So if everybody puts a camper and a car in their front or side yard, pretty soon we look like Redneckville. That's my opinion.
Well, it's not like my camper's old or decrepit or anything, it's a brand new camper, it looks very nice, it's kept clean. I keep it mowed around it and everything. I don't make it look like crap, it's just, I understand it's sitting there.
It is a good looking camper, and I will tell you, I would sure hope that you could find a place to put it or pay for storage. Being able to have such a great camper, I'm a little jealous. It's a beautiful camper. But I guess that's where we're at today is we have a letter here saying you have 30 days to abate the nuisance. I guess unless we have a motion and a second to do anything other than move forward with this letter and the nuisance, I would need a motion and a second.
That you're willing for us to put paving stones from the driveway to your camper.
So that would qualify as abating the nuisance if we agreed it was abatement. Yeah, I forget how that works.
Like I said, for me, if you want to pave that whole area that it's sitting on with pavers and attach it to the driveway, for me, that satisfies the ordinance. But
So how does this work?
sure seems like it'd be a lot easier to put it in storage.
So I think if I'm correct, we need a motion from Paul with his recommendation and then a second.
Well, there's a letter. If they don't abate the nuisance,
Question is, what's abatement? That's why I'm questioning is what is abatement? Does that qualify as abatement and does?
hard surface stones to the driveway.
And does that require the board vote to agree that that's abatement? Which one, hard surface definition or?
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Cause that's the bigger question. Is the hard surface, can it be
We've got,
pavers, gravel, that, or does it have to be continuous of the same?
we've got,
And I wanted to see. how-
What's the date? What's the date on the letter?
October 14th.
you asked what the date was?
Yeah,
October 4th.
October 14th.
so 30 days from that, if they haven't abated, we don't have to do anything.
And their question is the abatement of the pavers good enough? Whereas I would interpret the ordinance as continuation of what it currently is. They have a paved driveway, then that would need to be paved.
That's what the zoning board had in mind.
Definitely.
And then the question about the other ordinances about no,
And I'm happy to go into a closed session and discuss whether or not we need to, have it reviewed by our attorney. Or what his interpretation is.
okay,
Because I can see there could be potential legal action that needs to take place.
okay.
Yeah, the same material is the one that is the definition now. We just shifted the definition a little bit, but if you interpret it as same, that would be concrete, right? If you interpret, and I get what you're saying too, as far as concrete pavers are concrete, right?
Concrete.
But I don't know if that was what they were. I don't think that's what the planning commission was implying when they said same material. That,
I'm happy to have the attorney be involved.
And once you move the camp, you're gonna be happy with your quarter of your lawn paved out, or?
Well, no, I would not be.
Yeah, I wouldn't be either.
And I do want to still bring up that the part here that says no camper in excess of 15 foot and 10, it would still be in violation of. So even if you did the work, it could be a nuisance sent out for that. Based on the code, and I'm just telling you what it says. So even if I'd hate to see you move forward and then this come up with a complaint in another month, and that would be the complaint, and then you'd be in the same boat.
Yeah.
Just being candid with you, to hate to see you spend the money on it. But we can go into executive session after the meeting and document it for our lawyer to review. Any other questions? I think at this point, is there a motion otherwise?
I don't think we need one until we discuss it with our attorney.
Any other questions?
So we don't know for sure if paving stones would be allowed or not.
That's one of the things we'll have to talk to our attorney about, and we'll have to let you know what the decision is from them.
Based on the hard surface, I don't think we know. I think on the other code that says it's not allowed in excess of 15 foot, there's a combination here that would say it's not allowed. So I guess I can give you specifically on the hard surface. I don't think any one of us have a clear explanation of, is it enforceable based on how it was defined legally? That's the next question. Or until it gets revised again.
I have a question. If it were to be parked on our paved driveway, would it still be a nuisance because it's behind the house? Or is it still considered side of the house? I'm just curious, not trying to argue.
Can you park it on there without blocking the sidewalk?
No. I mean.
Then that's gonna be a problem.
I can't hardly park my truck.
It just took me a year to get a school bus off the sidewalk, so I'm gonna fight that one.
It was only a question.
Yeah,
I don't argue. I just wanted to know.
That's blocking the right of way.
I have a hard enough time getting my dually on the driveway in the winter time without
No,
partially blocking part of the sidewalk, because it's just can't. The way it's off the street for you guys to plow, you know?
It probably can fit on the driveway, but it would block all
It would
block the whole.
It would block the side.
The whole-
I understand.
and if it's not moving daily, then that's gonna be a concern.
There'd be side.
I understand it. Anybody can.
Side.
So,
the, would be able to use the garage.
The only thing there would probably be that back to the side, that would probably still be considered side,
that's
even
what- If it
though
was still considered side.
because it's on
Right.
corner lot really.
Yes, true.
It makes it very difficult
There's also another double frontage lots, so I'm not sure it's even a side lot.
as
Or
much
if it's
as
considered a double front.
because of the corner
Yeah,
lot.
no, this stuff gets to us, we've struggled with it before.
And that's why we came to ask. We weren't trying to argue with you, we just
Yep.
want to know what we could do.
I
If
think,
we could do it, You know, if I have to move it, I was gonna try to figure something out. But other than that, I wanted to figure out if there was something we could do.
You can correct me if I'm wrong. My suggestion, like. A year of
I know.
good graces, I think, and we've heard those complaints. And you've got a year, and I thank the Lord for that year, and then say, unfortunately, right now, move. It's gonna be moved because I think it's gonna go back to that 15-foot camper size, even if you put those pavers. Right, like, even if you put it to the driveway, I think it's all gonna fall back to that other ordinance that. If someone is gonna complain, would get enforced. That's, I think, kind of.
And that's.
And I think we're still gonna have to look at. You bringing this up helps us relook at the same material that will need to be addressed, and we'll have to
If
go.
it's so, if it's
Check that out.
yeah, gravel driveway, gravel will be fine. If you had a concrete driveway, you want a poured concrete spot,
Right,
and that's fine. I just want to understand it because it's not worded quite that way.
that's where we're gonna need clarification, I think. So, but I don't think we need clarification on the size of the camper and that ordinance.
It's 47 foot,
Right,
yes.
and so we're back to, yeah, so we're back to.
I did not know that there was a 15-foot goal. Must have been.
If you read that you have, it says no motor vehicle as defined by Nebraska Road Stat 6301. Or boat, camper, trailer in excess of 15 feet, 10 feet in height shall be parked in front, side, rear of
Instead of
any
forward.
lot zoned residential except on paved driveways or other hard surfaces
Mhm.
areas as designed and provided for an AMC, which I don't know what that is.
Yeah, that's,
18.04.
which I believe that is our terminology, our definitions page. But
But because you say except in there, then that if it's on paved driveway or other hard surface as designed. Now granted, I wouldn't say that paver stones extending out from the current driveway would be
As designed.
as designed, but if it was parked in front of all the doors of my garage, then that would be on a designed driveway. And then that 15-foot, 10-foot would fall under the exception, correct?
Yeah.
I would have to reread the code even down to what does the term driveway mean? Does it mean you can pave it around your house and that's all a driveway, or does it mean connecting from a garage, a carport to the street? I don't want to get hung up on that without time to review it. And again, I think to Jason's point is knowing what's enforceable legally is our job, is making sure that we're doing nothing but interpreting the laws that are in place and making sure we're enforcing them. I think
Moving forward, you would love to have you in town if you do find a house. Pick one, if you're not willing to store the camper anywhere. Better make sure the thing sits properly on the property they purchase.
okay, anything else on this subject? Yeah, well, we'll be in touch, I'm sure, because we'll have to recap here with our review executive session to which we can talk legal, and then we'll have Kate send something out. Guys, thanks for coming. I appreciate it.
You too.
Okay, item B, a discussion of possible approval of ordinance 690 employee wages. I know we approved it last month, but there was two changes to be made. One was, the library was requesting more hours, which changed the librarian's number of hours. Number of hours, AKA her pay, the total budget amount. That, and then, Kate has requested that we store her wage as an hourly converted to salary. Due to what happens in rounding when we give percent raises. She requested that we could store that as an hourly rate so that when it comes time to give a percent raise, the rounding comes out the same as other employees. So that was in a nutshell, the request to revise the wage ordinance. Jeremy, you and I have not talked about the hours. I know that it was not included in the original request from the library. However, Julie had sent an email separately requesting the hours, and we did not interpret that as being part of the budget request. Sheila said it was. So that's in a nutshell what happened.
Walk me through the thing on Kate's now again.
Sure. So Kate's wage is shown as a salary.
Yep.
Thousands of dollars.
Yep.
And we had another employees who the exact same wage was hourly,
Okay.
shown in hours. Well, we took the increase this last year, whatever, 3.5%. When you round down to the nearest penny, it comes out that the hourly one gets 84 cents more in a year than the salaried employee. And so I know there's some hard feelings about how that was happening. I think a couple years ago, we made some adjustments to make Kate's pay and the street worker pay the same. And I think she was extremely frustrated that once again, it was not going to work out that way. So this was an attempt that in moving forward with the next review, we'd always keep that calculated at the hourly and then her paid as a salary. It's a rounding error, or not a rounding error. It's fractions of a
Maintenance worker,
maintenance worker.
not street.
I'm sorry,
That's
maintenance
street
worker.
worker.
I'm sorry, maintenance worker. Sorry, I was wrapped up on the number.
I'm just messing with you.
So yeah, that's what happened here. She wanted to make sure this didn't happen. She was extremely frustrated over it. And there was one way to handle it is just instead of just putting her pay in here as $52,270.40, calculated from an hourly wage of $25.13. And the point is that if we do a 3.5%, we'd multiply 3.5 on the $25.13 and then calculate it back to her salary versus doing it directly on the salary because it comes out differently. Counting. And Kate's out sick tonight, so I wish she was here to help explain the difference, but that was.
Did the librarian's hours change or not?
That is also on their request, is that they wanted 4 more hours.
So that's the 26.5?
It was 22.5 and now it's 26.5. So it would be a 26.5 hours per week at 1703, which is the number so
I
we're
got
not
the
changing
same
the hourly,
message.
we're allowing more.
I'm getting the same message.
Did you say month?
4 hours a week. I did talk to Sheila.
Did you hit the close button?
Yeah. I'm just not gonna touch anything and hope for the best.
I did talk to Sheila and confirm that they're actually changing the hours, not just creating more available hours, but they're actually changing library hours, opening earlier. So that was very specific.
So it's just as presented?
As presented.
I'll make a motion that we approve the wage ordinance 690. Oh, do we have to reread that?
We do.
Oh. Okay,
You gotta waive it probably.
yeah, my computer's restarting, so.
Yeah, mine decided